Hi guys, and welcome back to my garage adventures. Today's video is a bit of a DIY project. Some of you may have noticed that I have a motorcycle and I've been riding for a long time. When it comes to bikes, one can never be too careful, and the better prepared you are, the better. That's why I never removed safety features equipped on the bike, like reflectors and original turn signals. However, that doesn't mean that we cannot improve some aspects. So, in today's episode, I'll show you how to make and install a second brake light using powerful LED chips. Let's get started. One of the most important actions that a rider can take in order to be safe is to be visible, like using the high beam during daytime. This helps drivers in front see you earlier and act accordingly. But sometimes drivers behind you are also a threat. Bikes come in all sorts of styles, and some brake lights are not visible enough to catch the attention of the driver behind, especially during daytime. Some riders also have top cases on their bikes, which can affect the visibility of the brake light if mounted incorrectly. I've been through these situations when someone behind almost crashed into me at a stoplight. Now, in my case, I want to take advantage of the top case installed on my bike, mostly because it raises the position of the light to be more or less at eyesight level. But this auxiliary brake can also be installed anywhere visible on your bike model. To start, I had a pretty good idea where I wanted it installed, and luckily I had enough space behind this red ornament to place the light. After some measurements, the support for the LEDs needs to be cut, and I had some 1mm thick aluminum sheet available. This support must also act as a heatsink for the LEDs, as these get pretty hot during operation and can burn out, so to say. In this case, you can use aluminum or copper sheet for the support. 1mm thick aluminum is not enough to dissipate the heat away, and I decided to stack 4 sheets one over the other. So, a 150mm by 26mm strip was cut and divided into 4 segments. Hey guys, me from the future here. I just wanted to point out that the strip is 600mm long, not 150, divided by 4 is 150, which were bolted together temporarily using a longer screw that we'll also use for the mounting on the case. These dimensions are bigger than what we need, but because the cuts were rough, I had to grind them to the final shape. The LEDs that I decided to use are 6 volts, 10 watts each and produce red light, at least that's what the specs say. This can be found online for $2 or $3 per piece, and you can find some links in the description if you want to get some. Now, to get an idea how to position the LEDs, I've placed them on the support to test fit and mark where the mounting holes need to be drilled. This can be placed however you like, but I decided to leave some space in the middle. Because the smallest screws I had available were 3mm in diameter, I also had to drill a bigger hole in the LEDs, and you can do this without any problems. Once every hole was drilled, that's what she said, the aluminum sheets were disassembled so that the burrs can be cleaned and thermal paste to be added between the sheets and under each LED. If you have the necessary materials, the sheets can also be soldered together. As the wiring for the LEDs, you can use LED drivers which can look like this, but from my experience, these drivers can fail pretty often. My blinkers are built in a similar way, and at first I used drivers, but I had to replace them a few times, after which I ordered 12-volt LED chips and wired them directly and are still okay after 2 years. So for this stoplight I decided to wire the LEDs in series, in 2 pairs, and each pair in parallel, as you can see in this diagram. As one LED needs 6 volts, wiring them in series means that one pair needs 12 volts, and that's exactly what we need. It's clear that I'm not an electrical engineer, but I have something better than a diploma. I have a fire extinguisher, and you should too. Let's test this thing. Wow, pretty intense. It looks like the temperature is also okay. This light only stays on for a maximum of 1 or 2 minutes at a stoplight, so that should be fine. In order to mount the fixture to the case, I marked the position of the 2 longer screws, and 2 holes were drilled for them. A third hole is needed for the wires to go through, and because I used connectors, the diameter of the hole needs to be wider. After this, the wire needs to be traced within the box, and I used some cyano glue, also known as super glue, to have it fixed, and a bit of spiral wire on the hinge area. Now I mounted the case to see where to pull out the wire, and once we have the position, we can drill a hole. As everything is now ready, make sure to apply sealant to every hole you drilled and let it dry. Now for the bike, 2 wires need to be connected to the brake light and it should be very easy to find. The stoplight equipped to the bike usually has 3 wires that power it. One is a negative or ground, which is usually black, one is positive for the parking light and another positive for the brake light. We are interested in using the negative and positive wire for the brake light. A connection must be made to this wire so that we can power our second brake light, as shown in this diagram. In order to check which wire you need, a multimeter or control lamp can be used. I'll show you a trick to use when checking wires that doesn't require stripping the wire. First, get a small needle and then you puncture the plastic insulation with it, of any of the 3 wires. Now get the multimeter and set it to volt, direct current or DC, and connect your negative probe to any exposed metal part on the bike's frame. Press the brake and take the positive probe and touch the needle. If you get a reading on the multimeter, it means that you found the positive wire for the brake light. If not, repeat the process for the other 2 wires. The same method can be applied using a control lamp. Usually this looks like a screwdriver with a pointed tip and a wire at the other end. The clamp needs to be connected to any exposed metal part on the frame and using the tip, touch the needle. If the light in the control lamp turns on, you found the positive wire. Once you identify the correct wires, remove the insulation and solder some extra wire. It's not necessary to remove the insulation for the negative wire. This can be connected to any part of the frame, so if you find a screw somewhere that makes contact with the frame, it's okay. As I plan to sometimes remove the top case, I need to install a waterproof connector to complete the circuit and power our second brake light. This type of connector can also be found online and are pretty useful. Okay, so everything is in place, let's test this. And it's working perfectly. Nice! Let's also measure the light output with and without the lamp. So the light sensor was positioned 3 meters behind the bike. Without our second brake light, the reading at 3 meters is around 4 lux. With the lamp at the same distance, the light output is 12 lux, clearly a big difference. Using the same LED chips, you can do this yourself, using common tools and come up with any design that you like for your own bike. As long as you can find the right place for it, you can go for it. If you liked this episode and found this information useful, hit that like button. And while you're there, please also consider subscribing. That's all I have for you today. Until next time, I wish you have a great day. Bye bye.